Jump off that exhausting hamster wheel and into balanced living with Dr. Marissa.
Promise you joy in the mystery.
Dr. Marissa, also known as the Asian Oprah. Her mission, to be a beneficial presence on the planet. Her purpose, to be your personal advocate to live, laugh, love, learn. Her life motto, don't die wondering. Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And welcome. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get Balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News, CNBC News, NBC Sports Radio Station, home to the Asian Oprah, number one talk in the IE. Thank you very much. On AM 1050, FM 106.5, and streaming everywhere. iHeartRadio, Spotify, iTunes, TuneIn, Audible, Amazon Music, Tiki Live, Rumble, Streaker. Actually, it's Streaker, but Streaker rhymes, and more. Why so many places? Well, I want to maximize my splatter zone for more hope and happiness. So there's no gossip, no scandal, and no headlines at all. Why? Because you can get those anywhere else, everywhere else, actually. But you can only get good news here for the entire hour. We do talk about problems, but not without solutions. So glad that you're here. And you can tell that it is Wednesday because I have my favorite Wednesday co-host today. Her name is Dr. Tiffanie Tate. She's a U.S. Navy veteran, published author, retired OBGyn from Compton, California. She's a playwright, singer, poet, songwriter, and more. And peach cobbler maker, the best. Dr. Tiffanie is a published author of many children's books now, which are, I love them because they help parents talk about things that maybe they don't feel comfortable talking about, including my favorite, bad touching. And her latest new hat that's being thrown in the political arena as running for Congress. Please welcome back to my studio, Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
Happy Wednesday, everyone. Woo, woo.
Welcome back to the show. And we're going to start with breakfast as usual. And what does that consist of? It requires you to take a bite of my gratitude sandwich. Top of the button, things that we look outside of ourselves to be grateful for. And bottom of the button, what you do tonight before bed, things to be grateful for inside of yourself. So, Dr. Tiffanie, why don't you start us off? What are you grateful for today?
Well, I am grateful for the holiday season, and holiday season is a time for friends and family to come together. And I have both of my lovely children in my home, and I am grateful for that because they had a chance to come together and put on a holiday concert for me and my campaign, and that was wonderful, and I enjoyed that. And my supporters enjoyed that as well.
Fantastic. I am grateful that I have friends who become I have co-hosts who become my friends and then become part of my family of choice. I get to spend Christmas with Dr. Tiffany's family and her kids. I'm their honorary auntie who talk trash about playing games with me. So I look forward to beating the assets off of the son who's trying talking. What else are you grateful for?
And I am grateful for Rico Walker. Shout out to him, excellent caterer who donated his services to me for the Sounds of the Season concert for me.
Now, I know that name.
Yes, you do. Yes.
I do know that name.
Yes, you met him. Yes, you did.
Yeah. Was he a date? No.
Yes, he was. For you.
Uh-oh. That was accidental. I swear. I swear. Oh my gosh, that's funny. Okay, we're not going there right now until I figure out how safe it is to go there. I am grateful that I get to go to Vegas for the new year. I am. I'm very fortunate. My one of my best friends, I've known her for 28 years. I met her when I was 10. No, she's and her husband, Mary and Ken, are celebrating their anniversary. I've been invited to tag along. Beautiful suite at the Venetian and the gala that's going to happen there. So I am truly grateful for that, especially those of you who have been following me for a little bit know that I can't fly anymore. I was supposed to be in Taiwan right now, but I'm here and I've been given tons of really fun things to do. I call them hashtag blood clot silver linings. So I'm grateful for that. One more.
And I am grateful that Christmas time is cookie time. And we had our family cookie party this past Saturday. And I'm grateful that my cousin flew in from out of state and she is now expecting. And I always consider myself the baby whisperer because I am a board certified OBGYN and I love the babies. And she just had a baby last year and she's expecting another baby next year. So congratulations, cousin Jamie. I love you to life.
That's beautiful. I it hurts my heart when I hear two things. I hate the holidays and I don't want to bring kids into this world because being a mother is one of the greatest gifts that I've had in life. I know that Dr. Tiffanie agrees most of the time, like I do most of the time, except when they are a pain in the you know what. But most of the time, it is such a blessing. So if you're debating, debate no more.
Mhm.
Just listen to the show and you have the baby whisperer. So don't run off.
Absolutely.
All right. Let's go to the bottom of the bun. The bottom of the bun is weight training for you to really anchor self-care, self-love, self-soothing so that you're not looking for love and approval in other places. And we're told when we're kids, don't toot your own horn. You're not all that. Don't be too big. And as a result, I think it has sort of trained us to look to other people for a sense of well-being, or our mental health is contingent on how others like us, which is a really slippery slope. So I want you to think about how you like yourself. That way, when you're going to bed, you're not thinking, I should have done this, I didn't get to that, blah, 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 blah. And then you can't sleep, or who done me wrong. Instead, who done me right and what I like about myself so that you can fall asleep easier without drugs, no side effects. So, what do you like about yourself, Dr. Tiffany?
I like the fact, like I mentioned before to my gratitude, that it is cookie season and that I am an excellent cookie connoisseur when it comes to baking. And people love my cookies. They say that they are some of the best cookies that they have ever tasted. So, tomorrow, you will get a chance to taste my cookies. And on cookie night, I debuted one of my new cookies, a s'mores cookie. And, I love my caramel chocolate chip cookies. People say that they are the best cookies. And I think now the s'mores cookie has been elevated to just as good as the caramel chocolate chip cookie. So they're kind of running neck and neck. But if you're a caramel level, you'll love that one. But if you love marshmallows, you'll love that one too. And I love marshmallows and I love caramel. So there's the caramel cookie that I love, and now there's the marshmallow cookie that I love. So they're kind of running neck and neck, people.
I'm going to be the judge, the final judge tomorrow to see which one wins. I will be the official tiebreaker.
Mhm.
I am going to also appreciate my ability to cook. Now, a lot of you know that I make a lot of reservations, but for my children, I do cook, and one of the things they love is my father's ancient Chinese secret banana bread recipe. So I'm going to make that and see if it passes muster in the Tate family with Dr. Tiffanie and her kids. We'll see if they like it, to see if it gets on the list. How's that?
Perfect. Absolutely. And I like the fact that I am good at eating food. That I think that takes a skill. Because some people, they're like, oh no, I don't want to eat. Oh no, I'm very happy to eat. So if you want to feed me, I welcome the opportunity, people. I am not one of those people who will not eat your food. I am happy to be a connoisseur. My palate is open for business, just to let you know. I am welcome to sample all the tasty treats. But if it's nasty, don't come for me. Stay in your lane.
That's a commercial right there.
Mhm.
I thanks for bringing that up, because I'll end it with saying I appreciate my ability to be one with my food. I call it
Mhm.
the hashtag deliciousness of life. This holiday season, I would love it. Here's your hashtag happy 88 challenge for the week. It is to be able to actually experience your food. So you cannot be watching a football game when you're eating. You cannot be watching your phone while you're eating. It's just to be one with your food, to see if you can't capture, and then you can post it. Hashtag Abby88. I've been giving things away to people who are posting. So let's try that and see if you can't be good at that.
I like that. I
You
like
like
that a
that?
lot. Yeah, I do.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. Well, that's it for breakfast. Thanks for joining us. We do this every weekday. I do this every weekday morning, when Dr. Tiffany does it every Wednesday morning.
Mhm.
But please join me live on YouTube, 9 a.m. Pacific time, and then 8 a.m. on my NBC News Radio channel, KCAA. So, in the meantime, thanks for joining us for breakfast. And now for the topic of the day. I picked it this time.
Mhm.
Now, it's a little different take on New Year's resolutions. Usually, New Year's resolutions, we talk about what you're going to make a resolution about, or what's popular and how people make resolutions. I've done that show 13 years now. So this year, I wanted to kind of hit it on a side angle and talk about um, what happens, or what is it doing to you when you make promises to yourself, which is another way of saying New Year's resolution, and what happens when you break that promise. So
Mhm.
that's the topic of the day. If you have any 8 cents worth of opinion on this, or things that you can relate to, please do put them in the chat. We love it when there's some back and forth. And Dr. Tiffany and I agree 80% of the time.
Mhm.
And 20% of the time we can disagree. And so that this is the place to do it. So that's the topic of the day. Dr. Tiffany, since I introduced that, what is your first reaction?
Well, when I heard it, I still have to smack it, flip it up, and rub it down. And so I took it and I was thinking about it, and I approached it like, okay, why do resolutions fail? And I still had to look at the science behind it and say, okay, well, what do the numbers show? Because there was a study done by a new YouGov survey, and they looked at from last year to this year. And I thought that this was pretty interesting. And they said Americans from 2025 to 2026, and this is pretty disappointing. Compared to last year, Americans are more likely to regard 2025 as a decent year. And 3 out of 10 think that 2026 is going to be a good year. Only three,
So
which
like a
means
7 out of 10
it's
think
going to
it's going to be
be
a worse
a
year.
not good year. I thought that we are pretty pessimistic people. I say we because we are Americans. I'm like, we have really got to get it together. And
That's because
only,
they've been listening to the news.
yes, and only 31% of us even plan to make a New Year's resolution. So the
Mm.
resolution is dying out. So for 2026, most of us don't even plan to make a resolution. So we are that pessimistic that we don't even want to fix our lives or even make a idea to improve ourselves.
Yeah, that is sad. That is very sad. Did they say why?
Well, they broke it down like
Okay.
this. Adults under 45 are twice as likely as older Americans or seasoned Americans. I don't like old. That word should be
That's a
thrown out.
good word, seasoned.
Yes,
Yeah.
as seasoned Americans, to make a New Year's resolution to the tune of 43% versus 21%. And it was interesting because they broke it down by, okay, what were some of the popular resolutions that people would make in 2026? And they were kind of generic. Some of the popular ones were general, like, being happy, about 23%, being healthier, about 22%, saving more money, 21%, or just improving physical health, 21%.
Okay. So, did I hear right that the younger lot is more likely or more optimistic than the older lot or seasoned lot or
Yes,
the other way
they
around?
are. They are more likely.
Okay. To make the resolution.
Hmm.
Okay. So, what comes to mind is can't teach an old dog new tricks, which I hate
Right.
that expression, right?
Hmm.
Right. But that's sort of where it's going. It actually makes me happy because the stereotype of the younger generation is that they are more pessimistic, right?
Hmm.
So, I'm happy to hear that they are not falling in that statistic when it comes to resolutions and next year. Okay. Um, I think self improvement, wanting self improvement, is a skill, right?
Yes.
You can exercise it or not, and I'm thinking of a lot of research now that's saying you cannot change your life if you don't change your habits. So,
Hmm.
what are you doing every day that you don't consciously even think about, which will keep you in the same place as you are right now, right?
Hmm.
Do you wake up, MS, meaningless scrolling, complain about what you're seeing, call someone, text someone, and amplify what you don't like, and then get in traffic, get pissed off, and then give ask people to read between the lines, go to work, complain about your boss, complain about your coworkers, miss lunch, get in your car, do the same thing on the way back, get in the house, hear your kids complain, hear your insignificant other complain, exhausted, sit down, watch bad TV, and then forget to floss, go to bed, hit snooze when you wake up, and you repeat over and over, and then you say, I want to change my life, but you do the same thing, and or is it Christmas already?
Right.
You lose that entire year, right?
Hmm.
To maybe broken by one thing, a vacation, right? But I work with overachievers who on vacation are either working or planning their next vacation. They're not even there to appreciate where they are on vacation. So it's a bigger topic than resolutions, and hopefully by the end of this show you will have restored and renewed hope for your ability to love your life and decide that you want to be happier.
Yeah.
That's my hope.
Yeah. Because in essence, we have normalized struggle. And in us normalizing the struggle, we have unrealistic expectations that we have placed on ourselves as well as on others. And we set too many goals at once. And I think that's why we have gotten to a place where we're like, oh, why bother? And that's why the number of people who are deciding to make a resolution has decreased. And it's like motivation versus habits. What to do? Why do anything? It's like the Winnie the Pooh attitude. "Huh, why bother?" The Eeyore. Why
Eeyore,
bother?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Like decaffeinated coffee. Why bother? Um,
Mhm.
yeah, great point. So why make resolutions in the first place? Let's start with that one. You just put the moose on the table. My Canadian version of talking about the elephant in the room. Why bother making resolutions? Well, for me, resolutions allow me to continuously improve. Why do I want to continuously improve? Because if I don't move for you can be on the right track, but if you don't keep moving, you're going to run over, right? So
Mhm.
so you want to keep moving, but not in the traditional have more stuff. So I think if I can convince people, well, I can't change your mind, but instead of thinking about, I want to make more money, right? I want to save more money. For a lot of people, it's like, I want to save more money to buy a bigger house or a nicer car or things that
Mhm.
are they have a very short, happy life, shelf life, right? You'll be happy with a new outfit for a day, shoes maybe a week, car maybe a month, house maybe a year. But then after that, it's all the to keep that house, Dr. Tiffany. So all the things that you think will bring you happiness really don't. So how about this? How about I want to save money so that I can experience more things that I enjoy. I mean,
Mhm.
that doesn't exclude buying things, taking up a new hobby, having the ability to have money to treat people for whatever, for dinner or whatever it is, or treat myself, right?
Mhm.
Chinese reflexology massages, or, you know, things that are self soothing, things that are rewarding for ourselves, not in the rat race. Who wants to be a freaking rat, anyways? Not in the rat race, but in my own fulfillment to be, do, and have whatever I want in this little dash called life. Maybe.
Yeah. I think that those are excellent points to make. And when you take a chance and reflect on things, that's exactly what a resolution gives you. It gives you a moment to pause for reflection and say, do I want to change anything about what I've done this past year? Do I want to pivot? And you can say yes or no. And it gives you a better direction. It's okay to say, I'm happy, or you can say, okay, I want to do something better. It gives you a stated intention. And if something is imperfect and you want to make it better, this is the perfect opportunity to start over and have a course correction. It gives you an opportunity to boost yourself and give you better hope, better motivation, help to redefine your identity, whether it's professionally, personally, or in your family matters. And it can lead to real change. And isn't that what life is about? Growth and direction?
Yeah, but some people really don't like change. So there's that component. My commercial is to think about um, not just what you want to change, but to also celebrate those things that you have accomplished and have done and have um, uh, uh, changed in that you want to highlight? And I bring this up because I got a email from my landlord, right? And he put a list, his bucket list. He's 85, and he wrote all the things that he has accomplished, right? Or it's not really, it's a reverse bucket list, right? It's things he's already done. And it was incredible. Like, I knew that he was one of the space engineers that put Apollo on the moon, right? The landing part. But all these other things that he's done. And what was most impressed with was his attitude about what he has done. And I went and took his example, and I started putting a list of my own, of my reverse bathtub list. I call them bathtub because it's bigger than a bucket. And I listed all the things that I have also accomplished already. And it was such a beautiful exercise, especially for someone who has been given the "you cannot fly anymore" news this year. That is so upsetting. But when I sit down and I look at all the things that I've already been able to accomplish in my life, it's forking amazing. And I was so grateful for the hint to do that. His name is Lance. Thank you, Lance. And I would encourage you, before you do your resolution, is to spend some time also appreciating what you have already done and had and experienced in your life thus far.
Yeah. And I would say even failed resolutions can often teach people what doesn't work. And over time, learning from what doesn't work can lead to better habits and self awareness. And I believe Nelson Mandela, he had a great quote. He says, "I never lose. Either I win or I learn." And I think that that is pretty significant because even when you fail, I always say that mnemonic, it's a first attempt in learning. And it's okay to not succeed in something because it often teaches you to pivot. And as you pivot, you can say, okay, maybe that is not the direction or the best course I need to take, as long as I'm still moving forward and trudging towards making a change, making a difference. I know what it is that I need to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Great. Um, it's funny. I used pivot as my first guess in Wordle this morning, by the way. You've said it twice, and it was like, oh, wow. I won't give it away, what the word is. So sorry. But oh shoot, I had a great thought, but as usual, it went that way. Oh, you got the finger, or I got the finger for that one. Thank you so much. This finger, not the other one. You are tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show, and our very special Wednesday series, Doctors in the House, with myself and
Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
and we're talking about resolutions and promises to yourself. Before we take a break, I will say, since the first half of the show is keeping it real, one of the reasons why people do not want to make resolutions too is because they peter off, and oftentimes the reason why you break your resolution is because of unrealistic resolutions. So if you're a person that says, I'm going to lose 40 pounds in 6 months, I'm going to double my income in 1 month, right? These are very high stress ways to beat yourself up, because they're unless you are very fortunate with the lottery, they're not that realistic. So you're setting yourself up to break a promise to yourself, which is disheartening, because you're beating yourself up more than if you had not made the promise in the first place. So, realistic, we'll come back and talk about those, but we're trying to do a commercial for happy making resolutions. So, we're going to break now for news, weather, traffic on my NBC News Radio channel, KCAA. And word from our sponsor, so don't go away. We'll be right back in two and two. Chuck Woolery used to say that.
Hello, my name is Dr. Tiffanie Tate. I am a veteran officer of the United States Navy. I served during the global war on terrorism as the physician with the Seabees. I am also a board certified OBGYN, and I am running for the United States House of Representatives in the 40th District. Please visit my website at Dr. Tate for Congress. That is DrTateForCongres.com. Learn more about me and help me support you. I understand healthcare policy, I understand education, and I understand how to make your lives more affordable. Originally from Compton, California, raised by a single parent, I understand how everyday families can and need the support to survive in this current economy. So please visit my website, support me, and make a donation to my campaign. There are currently only 6 physicians who caucus. I would love to be the 7th to help make your lives and the lives of your friends and family better. Visit my website at Dr. Tate for Congress. That is DrTateForCongres.com. Paid for by Dr. Tate for Congress.
Take back your life with Dr. Marissa Pay.
And we're back. You're tuned in to Take My Advice. I'm not using it. Get balanced with Dr. Marissa, the morning show here on KCAA, NBC News Radio, home to the Asian Oprah, #1 talk in the IE. Thank you very much. And streaming everywhere, iHeartRadio, Spotify, and of course my YouTube TV channel, where if you free subscribe and give me the finger, this one, not the other one, you will get an alert every weekday morning when I go live here on the show, Monday through Friday, and then on to my 8 a.m. Pacific time drive time on NBC News Radio, KCAA, AM 1050, FM 106.5, the station that leaves no listener behind. And today it is Wednesday, which means it's time for Doctors in the House with myself and
Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
Welcome back, Dr. Tiffanie. She's a playwright, an author, a children's book author, a fabulous cook, which we established during breakfast talk, taking a bite of my gratitude sandwich this morning. Please welcome back Dr. Tiffanie Tate. And it is the second half of the show. So we are going to talk about how to make resolutions work for you, not against you, as we always have solution on the second half of the show. So, Dr. Tiffanie, why do we want to make promises to ourselves?
Well, we have to start redefining it. And the first thing you have to do is stop having an all or nothing thinking. And that's one of the reasons people abandon their resolutions, because it's like, if I can't do it, I'm not going to do it at all. And we have to reframe our thinking and shift our mindset, because the key idea is that you have a system and you have a goal, and then you have progress, and then you have perfection. And we have this concrete thinking when it comes to our resolution. So we have to start reframing our thinking when we approach our resolutions. And I'll give you an example, because people are like, okay, Doc, what are you talking about? So instead of I want to get fit, something really generic, have a specific goal. I want to move my body 3 times a week. I'm going to start with 10 minutes a day. That's what I would tell my patients. If they're not members of a gym, I would say, okay, do it during the commercials of your TV show, or take laps around the kitchen table. Just start incorporating it into your daily life. Start with incremental things. Then you can start doing it around the block of your neighborhood. Most people live somewhere and they have a block that they live on. So these are things that don't cost money, so you don't have to put it into your budget. And if you have a gym membership, then you can do it at a gym. But these are simple, simplistic things that you can do.
Yeah, that's great. Realistic is definitely one. And if you're saying that you are going to do it 3 times a week, what's going to give? I think this is an important thing that people don't take into account. They just add what they want to do on top of everything that they already are doing. And if you're doing everything and you're exhausted and overwhelmed, this is not going to work. So there's got to be some places to give that have some give. So I have one of the easiest ways to gain more time in your life is this. Limit the time that you're doing this. Plug this, and I'm pointing, for those of you who are listening on the radio, I'm pointing to my 88% smartphone. I will plug it in outside of my bedroom. So when I'm going to sleep, I'm going to resist the urge to MS, meaningless scroll, before I go to sleep, because I know myself, if I click on something that leads to another clicking story, then another clicking story. I took the news app off of my phone. That's another way to save time. Another way to save time is start clocking how much time you spend on the phone and who you're talking to and what you're talking about. If you find yourself talking to someone about the same thing, usually it's giving advice. Usually that person will ask you for advice. Usually that person never takes your advice. And usually that's time that's not well spent. So if you want to get back an hour of your week, in your day even, is start taking an assessment. Do a publisher's clearinghouse of all those activities that are habits that don't give you anything. Like, really, you're going to give you except aggravation, maybe. So that's how you give yourself time to do the other things that you're promising yourself.
Absolutely. And instead of saying, I'm going to be productive, something generic, say, okay, I'm going to plan my week. And on every Sunday, for 30 minutes or an hour, I'm going to do this specific activity, what it is you want to be productive with. So if I want to write, I'm going to sit down and write, or I'm going to sit down and plan my schedule for that week, or I am going to crochet. Whatever it is you want to produce, dedicate a significant amount of time or however much time you want to do for that. Don't get caught up in the clickbait.
Yes. Another one for me is don't be hard on yourself if you are not 100% doing what you promised yourself. I think a lot of us overachievers and recovering control freaks are perfectionists. And perfectionists, it's like, if you can't do it perfectly, you procrastinate. I've always wanted to be a procrastinator, but never got around to it. And then if you procrastinate, then you are in paralysis after a while, because then you just, why bother doing it at all? So here's some tools that I use so you stay off that slide. One is, if you can do whatever it is that you've set out to do or resolution 80% of the time, give yourself that 20% time break of not doing it, so that you're not going to stop doing it. Oh, I'm in my 20%. If you're an overachiever, you can say 12%. I do 88% of the time. I do what I say I'm going to do. 12% of the time, nah, I don't feel like it. And it's okay. That is such a game changer, especially if you're a perfectionist. And that's a disease, by the way, a dis-ease with life. So I am I'm a big proponent of not being a perfectionist because it will rob you of your happiness.
It sure will. I completely agree. And I think the most important thing at this venture when you're trying to pull this back together is to limit yourself and only give yourself like 1 to 3 main goals at a time, increments, breaking it down into tiny steps, and do time based versus habit based and write it down. For me, what makes it good for me, and this may not work for you, is I put a little box when I write things down. And then as I go along and I check it off, I put a little check off and, cheer myself on. Way to go, me. I got it accomplished. And I think it's important to cheer yourself on because you have to be your biggest cheerleader because nobody else is going to do it for you.
Yeah.
And so reaffirm yourself as you get something accomplished. Because if you don't get the other two goals that you wanted to get done, at least you got something done on your checklist. And I think it's good to see that checklist done. Okay, I didn't get to the other two, but I got one of those things done. And then if it doesn't get done that day, it can roll over to the next day. And it's okay. You have to reaffirm yourself.
Yeah, really, really good, Dr. Tiffany. That the whole idea of self-approval is core to personal mastery. If you cannot approve of yourself, how the fork do you expect anybody else to? That's a Dr. Marissa ism, and I stand by it because it really is the 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 critical success factor for personal mastery. If when I have things that I want to accomplish, I break it down, and if I'm able to do it 3 days in a row, I reward myself, whether it's with, playing some Candy Crush or, if I have a significant goal met, I will, I love thrift shopping. So I'll let myself, give myself a budget and go thrift shopping or Chinese reflexology or an extra massage or a scalp massage, things that I know I really enjoy. That way, I'm the one motivating myself with some realistic mid goals. So if I meet this mid goal, I will give myself this or that.
Yeah. And it's okay to have honest conversations with yourself because motivation comes and goes. And it's okay to not be motivated from time to time and use discipline as a form of self respect, not as punishment. We have so much compassion for other people, but we often lack self compassion. And the one thing I really want you to go into the new year with is some self compassion and use rest as a part of your own personal success because you have to have some rest for yourself. I know I have needed a lot of rest lately and I have not been giving it to myself. So my body made me take it. And it's okay to miss a day. And sometimes you need to miss a week to get that rest. And your body will force you to do it if you don't do it for yourself.
That's called getting sick. It is
Right.
your body's way of saying, "Okay, enough is enough,"
Right.
and that is what happens. It does love us, and it does kind of cramp your superwoman tendencies, but it is good for you. That was a moose drop, by the way, when I threw my moose on the table. Those are really highlighted things that will help you be happier. Also, I think motivation is one of those things we should also put the moose on the table about, is that we live in a society, especially the American dream, go, 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 get up, you can do it, no matter, if it what is that, no pain, no gain. And I think we take that a little too far sometimes where we're hurting ourselves As Dr. Tiffany was saying, we are compassionate to others, but to ourselves, we keep pushing, pushing, pushing. We know we should put the oxygen on, but we take it and put it on other people over and over and over. And that self love is not a bad thing. Religion also sort of puts a damper on self care because, oh no, we're here to serve others. That's your goal in life, is to serve others. And maybe we disagree on this one a little bit, partly because my focus is on law of attraction and pleasure, feeling good, self-love are not bad words, right? I am a huge believer that my whole goal in life is to feel good. And if serving others makes me feel good, then I will serve others in that moment of what I'm doing. But I love what I do. And as long as I'm feeling good about what I'm doing, it doesn't feel good when I hurt other people. It doesn't feel good when I'm being selfish. But it feels good when I'm taking care of myself and saying, yeah, what was it? Yeah, way to go, me, right?
Way to go,
So
me.
that is so important. I hope you hear this, is that why are you here living? It doesn't have to be a grand purpose. It is to really enjoy and love your life, right? And being productive makes you feel good. I don't know anybody who stays in their PJs under the covers, doesn't wash, doesn't shower, doesn't dress up in anything nice, doesn't accomplish anything. That's not joy. That's not happiness. You may feel good for one day in bed doing nothing, but if it becomes a habit, you feel like crap. Just saying.
Well, we probably disagree. This is going to be one of those moments where we kind of disagree because I'm all about service. And when I look at religion, I believe religion is also about taking care of yourself. Even Jesus took care of himself. He took time away to meditate and be with God and serve himself. So I view religion differently than Dr. Marissa. So this is gonna be one of those times in which we split completely.
And I still get to have her cookies tomorrow.
Yes, and she still gets to have my cookies tomorrow. So we can agree to disagree here. And I think that it is important because I believe that missing is optional. Missing is normal, but quitting completely is optional. And the most important thing is that you don't quit, and while you are in pursuit of what you need. And as I continue to evolve, I love the fact that I'm ready to pivot and grow and try new things because I wouldn't be where I am today. As a board certified OBGyn, I never thought I would become an author because I was adamant about not publishing my poetry. I was like, I am not a writer. No. Here I am, 4 going on 5 books later. I'm an author. And I'm a playwright, a songwriter. And now I'm running for political office. So sometimes you look and you see different things and you put yourself in positions that you never saw yourself in, but you have to be willing to take that step of growth and you have to be willing to reach for it. Had I not been willing to reach for it, I would be that same disabled veteran just sitting at home watching a movie. Now, granted, I was comfortable being that disabled veteran at home watching a movie, but I wanted to change the world one book at a time. And it started with that. So as you figure out what you need to do to be a better you or grow, I can't say what that's going to be. Dr. Marissa can't say what that's going to be. You have to decide for yourself. And I think the powerful takeaway is to remember that change is a journey, and the journey is a personal one.
What Tiffany did not mention in all of these ways is not just a disabled veteran. She, as a board certified OBGYN, which she still is, she had an accident, which then
Yes.
did not allow her to do the one thing she spent so much time going to school for and loved doing.
Yes.
So even in that, she could have said, life sucks. I can't do what I wanted to do, what I trained to do, what I worked so hard to do. But she didn't. You know, she felt her feelings. I'm sure she was not happy with it at the
No, I was
beginning.
not.
But, you know, this is the kind of resolutions and New Year resolutions and promises to ourselves is all about, it's not even reinventing yourself. It is appreciating all that you have been able to accomplish and eager for more. That's the law of attraction. You're satisfied with what is and eager for more, so that all the time in everything that you're doing, everything that you are aspiring to, you're not only happy with the movement forward, you're happy with what is. So this is another, I don't know if we've highlighted this enough, but you want to lose weight, you want to eat more healthy for your health, which is kind of a better, not just to look good, because if you're like me, you know, I'm never going to be thin enough. I'm never going to be pretty enough because of my back, how I was raised, and all those negative messages, and I'm working on it. But if I can turn it into, I'm going to have fun walking around the block. I'm going to have fun eating more healthy. I'm going to look for ways to eat more healthy that do not involve eating crap that I don't like. I'm going to this year, I want the money so that I can learn a new language. I want the money so I can learn how to play a new instrument. I've always wanted to learn how to blank. Those are the things, instead of the regular, you know, save money, generic categories. Like Dr. Tiffany was saying, make it specific. What is it exactly that you want to be able to accomplish, and how do I have fun 80% of the time in the journey to get there? Just saying.
Absolutely. Those are excellent points. Excellent points. Because change does not need January 1st. That's just a date that people use. Change can happen anytime, anywhere. It can even start today. It can start June 16th. It can start anytime you are ready to do it. And you don't need a new year to become a better and improved you. It's about a new choice being repeated. Maya Angelou once said, if you don't like something, change it. And if you can't change it, change your attitude about it. And I think that that is very important and very significant, because that's the way we should look at life. Don't wreck our brains and wreck our attitudes and wreck our spirits. Just evolve.
Yeah. I'm going to give you an easy way to change your entire life for 2026. It involves $21. Okay. What is it, Dr. Marissa? You may ask. If you complain less this 2026, you will have a way better year than if you continue to complain as much as you do. So a lot of us say, oh, I have that one friend, you know, that one friend who complains all the time, right? I'm not that bad. I need to send her to sign up for Dr. Marissa's 21-day fast from complaining. Started this in 2011. It's time to do it again. because complaining has been a national pastime for Americans, number one. And number two, we don't even know when we're doing it. We're so comfortable with complaining. So if you really want to have something different in 2026 that you can control what comes out of your mouth. I'm not asking you to change the negative stuff in your head. Just don't let it come out of your mouth. It will begin to change your life in a very positive way. And if you do manage to put 21 consecutive days in a row without complaining, I will double your money. And your $21 goes to my nonprofit, so it's a good cause. However, I'm not doing it for that. Well, I am doing it for that. Honestly, this is for y'all. I swear that you will change your life. Everyone who has completed the fast has said, my relationship's better. I feel better about life. I feel better about myself. There you go. I challenge you.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Well, I think when you start looking at your future, just remember that it is in your hands and your mindset is in your hands. And don't ever let anyone put you in a box, especially yourself, because we are our own limiting factor. And if you can expand your mind as you enter into the new year, that is going to be the best thing for you. Michelle Obama said, one of the lessons that I grew up with was to always stay true to yourself and never let what somebody else says distract you from your goals. And I think that that is important because we have our whole lives ahead of us. So set achievable, realistic goals that if you can see it, you can be it. I mentor a lot of people from elementary school to college. I even teach the family practice residents in Temecula. And I think it's important to surround yourselves with people who you want to emulate, because if you can see it, you can be it. And that is my word for you. If you are the smartest person in the room and you're the smartest person in your friend group, you don't have to leave your friends behind, but you need to get some new friends who are smarter than you, because you always want to elevate yourselves. So bring some more friends into that group. That's my word from me to you. Happy holiday season.
Is that your final word?
That's my final word.
Awesome. My final word is I'm going to show you how to sign up for the 21-day fast from complaining. You recognize her. Hopefully I still look like her. Go to drmarissa.life or asianoprah.online and go here. Choose happiness, the 21-day fast from complaining. Very easy. Click here to register, and it'll just take you to the sign up. And then that's in the, there you go, 21-day fast from complaining challenge. So hopefully we're going to have a momentum. There is a Facebook group that goes with this. So we'll, 21 days, we're going to create a new habit called not complaining. That is my final word. Thank you so much, Dr. Tiffanie, for being in studio one more time. It's been really great. I still, every time I say this, I don't know when your anniversary is, but I do have to say it's always great doing Doctors in the House with you, and that's my holiday and New Year's resolution, is to continue to bring doctors in the house with myself and
Dr. Tiffanie Tate.
Happy New Year, everyone, and you take it out. Oh, wait, it's all about balance. Peace in, peace out. World peace through inner peace. Now take us out.
Now go and have the best day ever.
The best New Year ever.
Take back your life with